name is Rosie, which has always been one of the crowning ironies of my life because, well, I'm no more a Rosie type than, say, Clark Gable. You see, I was on the bump, or at least I wanted to be. I guess there's a streak of the vagabond in all of us. My last boss sure brought it out in me. She used to tie a pink ribbon around my neck and spritz me with eau de cologne. Whoa! This is more like it. You know, she even threatened to trim me up like one of them French poodles. Can you picture me with a poodle cut? Well, that was the last straw. I decided to make tracks. And I would have been a lot further if I hadn't run into Kip. Running away, huh? Figuring on, joining the circus, kid?
How do you know?
Oh, I'm a student of human nature. Take my advice, kid. Don't do it. It ain't worth it. That tiger there, you think he cares for you?
Won't make him care.
Kid, to that tiger, you're just another dirt. Take my advice, kid. Go home.
Why don't you go home?
Me? Well, what makes you think I'm not?
The dogs that live at home don't eat out of garbage cans.
Touche. They feed you too well at home, kid. It kind of breaks your spirit of adventure. Now, don't put yourself in my place, because I've been around. I've lived. I guess maybe I am just an old bum at heart.
No, you're not.
Well, romantically speaking, of course. Give me that road, that white winding highway, just... kid, but you're young. You know, right this minute, your parents are probably worried sick about you. Why don't you go home, kid, huh?
Why don't you go home?
Kid, have you ever been sprayed with Shalimar?
What?
Kip, you're too young to understand. Look, you can't get very far. They'll pick you up in the end. So why don't you save your parents all this heartbreak?
I'll make a deal with you.
Keep talking.
I'll go home.
Now, that's more like it.
If you come with me.
Me? Oh, you don't know what you're saying.
Oh, come on home with me, Rosie. I never had a dog.
Listen, Kip, somebody ought to acquaint you with the facts of life. I'm a pretty big pooch.
What's that got to do with it?
Do you know what the price of meat is nowadays?
I don't care what it is. I won't go home unless you come with me.
Well, let's be sensible, kid. You can't just bring a king-size pooch like me on an unsuspecting family.
Oh, I won't bring you in right away. I'll prepare them first. I can hide you in the garage next door. Helen will help me. I know she will.
Helen? Who's Helen?
A lady who lives next door. A friend of mine.
I'm sorry, kid, but I don't trust things. And to be frank with you, Kip, it don't exactly fit in with my plans. In the words of the poet, the best laid plans of mice and mutts gang aft in a drink. Well, I always was a sucker for a kid. So I gave up my vision of vagabondia for the time being anyway. I figured the first thing I had to do was to get the kid home. I could always shake him later. And that's how I wound up with one eye glued to the keyhole of the living room door.